तू चलता चल तू चलता चल तू चलता चल तू बढ़ता.
So today we have with us Padmavati Rachi, and she is recommended in our seventh attempt. She was recommended earlier as well. So we can have this had been actually the most awaited, especially among the girls group and all. Those who know Padmavati, and over to you. And this has been a very long journey. She is a mechanical engineer. We'll talk about that as well. Then you tell us first of all, how did the motivation and this inspiration to join defense services come from?
Yeah, so actually, I was there in my NCC from my school days. So in my school days, I got selected for my RD camp that year when I was in ninth. But my family people didn't allow me to go because they had few misconceptions and skeptical and all those things about, and I couldn't say anything at that time. So eventually, I didn't go for the RD camp. So one more girl went, and her photo came in newspaper, and that thing struck me really hard. And I was like, hereafter, I'll decide for myself whatever I want to do, and I wanted to join an NCC after I get into school, because in my school camp itself I saw college people are also coming, no? So I searched for such a college which has NCC and I joined there. Unfortunately, it was an engineering college. They don't allow you to attend many camps because you are not supposed to miss your semester exam. It will become as a backlog if you, it was a deemed university. So I couldn't go by then also, only CATC camp. So there they tell you about the career opportunities which is there in defense forces in the camp. Like a camp commander was there, he was a major. So all those lifestyle and whatever they told inspired me a lot. And in my third year, I decided I want to join defense forces now. So I sat for placements, I took a job, and parallelly I was trying for joining the defense forces. That's how the inspiration came from.
Thank you. Those who are in NCC would be able to connect with you and tell us about your previous attempt, because I guess this had been a long journey. People might have 3 attempts, 4 attempts. You 7 attempts, so please tell us
So
about your previous.
initially, I started my SSB journey in 2019 February. I was in my final year by then. I'm a 2019 pass out. So first SSB I gave was itself Navy SSB in 33 SSB Bhopal. So first attempt I got conferenced out. So I thought, okay, getting screening in is easy. We have to concentrate on conference. That was the conception which I had. And then I went for my Army Tech Entry. I got screened out in Bangalore, 24 SSB. And again, I went for my Army NCC Special Entry. I got screened out again. For the NCC Special Entry, as soon as I saw some 400 plus people, I got a bit scared, and the repeaters group was like, I can't go showered along with them. I got automatically off there. So I got screened out from that. And then I cleared my INET exam. I wasn't giving AFCAT very actively because I was not inclined to AFOS that much in the initial period of time. I just wrote 1 AFCAT, 1 year. And also I will clear EKT, but I'll not clear AFCAT in 1 or 2 marks. Somehow it didn't fit me, or I didn't fit in there. I didn't prepare properly. I will, like, that academic part I used to lack. So after that, Navy SSB again, for after clearing INET, I got again conferenced out. In my fourth attempt only, I got to know there is a thing called OLQ. There are 15 OLQs and stuff. By that time only, I realized I didn't even know the requirement of the job. There's how stupid I am just going and coming off. Then I started my preparation. I used to randomly go there. Then I started preparing and I went for my next INET attempt. I got recommended. After that recommendation, I was like, okay, now let's see what happens in merit, because in INET you have the written exam marks as well as the SSB marks. I don't know what was my written exam marks before going to SSB. They'll upload it only after the call letter is rolled out. So I was just writing. Unfortunately, I got merit out. I couldn't get more marks in my written exam. I got only 188. So I was merit out by then. Merit out is the very, very big, heartbreaking thing. It was very difficult for me for like 2 months to gather myself back and, bring that motivation again. If I wouldn't have recommended, my backup plan was go for MS. After the fifth attempt, if I'm not getting recommended, I'll go for my MS, because my age is also going. I want to, career and all this planning was there in my mind. As I got recommended, I got to know I'm fit to become an officer now. Now I don't want to leave this path. I have to stick to this because this is what I'm good at. I know only to give SSBs. I don't know to write competitive exams. I don't know to write any other thing. So I was like, okay, let's try for one more year and see, because 25 was the age limit for Navy. One more year I'll try. If not, I'll go for my master's, whether it's a management course or MS, something like that. So I went for my army tech entry in my sixth. Like fifth, I got recommended. Sixth, I went to Allahabad. I got screened out there. And then I again went for this Navy direct entry. Here I got recommended. And this time, compared to my previous recommendation, again I could see drastic difference. How you will see before the conference out and recommendation difference, like that I could see difference here also. So this is my SSB journey and my previous attempts.
Thank you so much. So the difference that you pointed out, that the difference that you noticed, please tell us what exactly the difference are you talking about?
Uh, Before and all, like the previous recommendation where I got recommended, I wrote only 45 SRTs. I couldn't complete 60. I was concentrating more on, that misconception like quality against quantity and stuff. And then after coming to NFA, the battery test and the feedback from Nehru sir and all those things, and the timing and all, I could bridge. And I wrote 59 SRTs this time. I even saw the question of 60th. After SD, I could have written, but I didn't do that. I was like, okay, let it be 59. So that thing happened, and most of my perspectives, like in GPA, how that monkey problem is there before and all, I used to be like, that is also a problem. We have to sort all those things. So that kind of perspectives changed. And also the group sessions, which we did in the evenings, the GD and all those part, I could see my general awareness got increased compared to my previous attempt. Before and all, I used to sit in GD and wait for people to say points. And I'll say my opinion on the points which they are saying. But now in the GD, I was giving points. I was also giving opinions on, other point. My current affairs, that thing, the editorials which they share in the group, the YouTube link, the presentation sessions taken by them. Before and all, I don't have much knowledge on this country relationships and things like that, general knowledge. After coming here, that thing helped me. So that kind of difference I could see in my SSB, where I'm portrayed as a person who has kind of, good general awareness. And my individual obstacle, I started my physical fitness after joining here. So before I did only 6 in my previous recommendation. Now I did 8. So those things, like kind of few differences here and there. And in previous conference, I was asked with 2 questions. And this conference, I just waited for 30 seconds outside. I went normal 2, 3, like how do you rate your performance and stuff. And it was very smiley. I came out. So yeah, I could see clearly that this time, getting in like that. That kind of difference.
Thank you so much. For those who asked about the entry and the screening process, the which entry was this, and the screening process, the 5 days of SSB process in sequence.
Okay. So it is a Navy direct entry, which is based on technical. Like there was logistics, education, naval architecture, and ATC. I was eligible for these 4. Flying and observer was also there. I was eligible only for these 4. Logistics was my first preference, but the cutoff for women, they take only till the 5th semester in Navy. They will not take till your 8th semester. So it was around 85 or something for logistics. And for education, for mechanical, it was 76 and NA was 774. So as my education was my second preference, I was called for that SSB. So around 1 or 2 people reported for that in Bhopal. It was 33 SSB Bhopal. So in that 1 or 2, OAR test happened. This time the OAR was different and they introduced OMR sheet also. Before it used to be like normal box, you will write the answer. Around 50 questions used to be there, but now it was OMR sheet, where 75 questions were given for 42 minutes of time in booklet 1993, if I'm not wrong with the number. So it was completely coding, decoding, only that kind of questions without any pictures or without any, sequence of pictures, nothing was there. So it was completely that coding, decoding part was there, and few series questions were there. Time was like, I felt like around 2, 3 questions I left in that 75. Rest and all I wrote. And after that, the second set of OAR, again they gave. It was not, we thought like only one OAR. That's why they are giving 42 minutes and 75 questions. But no, we had one more OAR, around 50 questions, 24 minutes around they gave. That was like pictures. Pictorial set was there. After that, the PPDT happened. In PPDT, it was a normal picture, like 2 college students were standing. and one more person was calling them from behind once everybody was settled. Hello,
Yes, we are
am I
there.
audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay. Okay, so I wrote a normal story regarding my final year project, and 13 groups were divided. Like people were divided into 13 per group, and repeaters were around 24. Screenouts, I'm not so sure, and rest were freshers in that one or two. So repeaters were into two groups. So after that, narration happened. I narrated well, and in discussion also I participated. Starting itself, they divided us into two without letting us discuss first and then dividing. They divided us, and then they asked us to combine and come to a conclusion. Almost both the group story was similar. No one was nominated to narrate the story. Like they didn't ask us to nominate or narrate also. Normal discussion happened, and then we came out. And out of that one or two, 33 people got screened in, out of which 14 were freshers. And there were 5 to 6 people already recommended people were also there in that 14 repeaters. And then in my group in the PPDT itself, out of 13, I think 7 plus got screened in, like 7 to 8 people got screened in. And then the next day was site test. So 33 people were like, we'll sit in the same hall, and that happened. That had most women centered images, and like very blunt, open ended images were also there. Like just a girl is seen like jumping, a girl is seen like, jogging. So that kind of images were also there. Anyone can write any type of stories. So one was like where one picture alone had 2 3 people around them. So it was normal that pictures that happened. After that, VAT was super easy. The words were like normal English words. No tough vocabulary was there. I wrote all 60 words, and everything was interrelated. Like by writing the previous sentence from the same word, you will be getting the word the next. So elder, respect, age, obedient, and all those things were together. So your previous sentence affects your the response which you write for the next sentence. That's what they actually see that. So that what happened. After that, we were given with a 15 minutes break. And after that 15 minutes break, SRT happened. SRT, they gave us booklet and we were just writing. The same normal. I could see difference in SRTs, like that snake kind of questions and all were not there. As it was a women batch, the questions were more related to, your mother-in-law shouted at you because of you coming home late, and you are told not to work after you get married, and your sister's in-laws are having problem with your sister. So something like this, these kind of questions were there, comparatively more in number. And then after SRT, SD, what I did was I already, what I wrote in the battery test, Nehru sir told it is fine. So I wrote the same, like similar thing there also. But, like well within 15 minutes, I could complete it. I didn't write big essays. I just took like 1.75 pages out of the 3 pages which was given to you. So five paragraphs I covered within that. And after that, the day was over and we were called for interview. They ramped up interview, like most of the people's interview got over in the site day itself. So as I'm a repeater of the Bhopal board itself, I previously also got recommended from Bhopal. I already had my interview with Deputy President and IO. Now people would have changed, but this time I had interview with President of the board. So I was called second. Chess number 4. I was chess number 6. So chess number 4 went first. After her, I was called for the interview, and this time the interview was like a fresher interview. The previous time when I got recommended, it was a pure technical interview. As I'm working in my core field itself, it was more related to my working core subjects. So I was answering all those things. My interview went well. This time also my interview went well. It was more on personal side. He was like, he didn't ask me question like which course will you choose and all. He saw my PAQ because all the 3 conferences which I have been to is Navy conference. He's like, I know you want to join Navy only. So let's proceed with the interview. So this is what was his opening statement. And he started, and he was like, I'll not burden you with the coastal line and commands and all because you're a veteran over here. Tell me about the current affairs of Indian Navy. I was following, I actively follow Instagram page of Navy. So whatever is happening, they'll be posting there. And also so news I used to read. So I told the current affairs. He was like, okay, fine. Like whatever I'm answering, he didn't dig much deeper. He was just giving me next set of 10 questions. So a few technical questions were there and more of personal questions. And he just asked me to list 3 international affairs and 3 current affairs in India. So that thing I told, and he just asked one more question about it. And yeah, I could answer all the questions. So it was fine. The interview went well. And he asked more about my NCC. So I was answering all those things. Apart from that, that day was over. Next, the GTO day came. I was thinking like we are already 14 repeaters and 33 people group. So if they divide 11, 11, 11, we are going to get, I'll be chopped like that. I was thinking. But I don't know what struck them. They divided us the 14 into 7, 7. So the group became very small. And the very fortunate part was we were 6 people staying in the same room. So in the first 7, all 6 are roommates. And the one more girl was in the other one. And she was also a friend of mine. She was from Tamil Nadu itself. So, like, only we both were from Tamil Nadu. So she was talking to me. So all the 7 people, we were actually friends. And the like the GD topic given to us was the first 2 options which they gave is one is Ukraine-Russia issue. Another one is national education policy. Everyone took Ukraine-Russia issue because in national education policy, after a point of time, we all felt like we'll be left without points. So Ukraine-Russia issue we discussed, and our GTO he didn't stop us only unless and until we ran out of points. We don't know how long we took. We have no idea about the time. He didn't stop. We just talked, and after a point, we didn't know anything to speak. We were just looking at each other's face, and he was like, "Okay, ladies, so the next topic." And he gave us gender equality based topic. Was it because of Western culture, role of media, and one more lead was given. So we all started talking. The same thing happened again here also. He didn't stop us till we ran out of points. And okay, the GD went well because everyone spoke. We are just 7 people, so it's very easy for us to contribute points. And he didn't stop us only, so we don't know how long we took also. After that got over, GP happened in the same place. The GP was very simple compared to the GPs which we practice in our sessions. And there was one monkey kind of thing given, like left his dress in the ATM. So that kind of problem was there. So we all were like given. He just told us, explained us, and left us to write, and he left. GTO went to the PGT area, and he was talking to the NCO or JCO, whoever was there. We all wrote very fast, and we are like 10 minutes gone, 15. It's more than you yourself feel it's been very long. We were just sitting like this, and he came, "Okay, are you done with your thing, pass?" Because as it is time constraint, everyone wrote fatafat, and they don't know what they wrote. But after the time went off, now they are sitting and seeing, and they are realizing, I could have done much better in this area, much better in that area. That kind of thought process going in on everyone. Okay, anyways, now you can't change it because you had already wrote it. And he didn't ask us to sign also at the end. Usually they'll ask us to sign after you complete the GT. Like this GTO, he was a very senior GTO. He in the very beginning itself told that I'll not do any gimmicky thing. That is for newbies. So let me stick to the point like that. He said in the very beginning. And then GP, he just took away the solution, and like we started to discuss all the group we people are going in one direction. One girl was going in another direction. She was like a background music, just number 4. We all discussed, and all 4 problems solved, and she's like, no solution for the third problem, something like that happened. And when he asked to nominate, she herself nominated, and 2 other people support, like 2 3 people, everyone said yes to her. And she was giving one illogical solution for a problem, like where she'll go, 2 people will go and overpower 3 miscreants, and they'll drag them to police station. They are planning to loot a ATM van, those 3 people. So she gave like that. And I was countering her in the discussion. And after that, she herself nominated her. And all the other people said yes. So I didn't say anything. I just stayed silent. After the common solution, when she started narrating, she again repeated the same thing which is given to you in the problem in other words. And then she came to the solution. In the midway itself, GTO stopped, and he was like, understood, ladies, is everyone agreement with the solution? So I said no. Sir, I don't agree with this solution. And he was like, why? Because 2 college students going and overpowering 3 miscreants who are coming with a well plan to loot the ATM van. They'll have guns, they'll have explosives, they'll be more prepared. 2 people without anything, I doubt they don't even know self-defense for themselves. So it's very illogical, and dragging them to police station is not a sensible thing. So we should inform authorities, and the nearby village people, we have to inform them, as well as the police which is there, so they take care of it. And he was like, so you'll not do anything? I told him, so we are informing, no, and we are going to the village people, and we are alerting everyone. So we are taking help. So that's what we are doing, because we putting ourselves at risk, and one point is we'll die and no one will know that this kind of problem is there, and their motive will be done and your motive is left. Like it's open ended. So he was like, okay, but it is okay to take risk at times in life. I said risk is okay. At that point only I told this, without solving the problem and taking risk, what's the point of taking risk? Like that I said. He was like, okay, understood. And we went for PGT. In PGT we completed two set. After the two set, the GTO, he came and he stood along with us, and he was giving us lot of inputs, like you should see, observe things. Even like he was demotivating us also. In my group itself, three were already recommended, including me. So he saw chess number one and he was like, who recommended you? Agar main hota to kabhi nahi karta. You don't know anything, like that. He was scolding her. And he was he gave he used to give ideas, or he used to give us hints and stuff. But before us do, or before we listen to each other what the others are having, he didn't let us concentrate on there. He was just pressurizing us, and he was scolding everyone and demotivating everyone. And you girls are just fit for taking selfies and posting it on Instagram and making reels and TikToks. You don't know anything. Even an uneducated girl can do this, etc., etc. He spoke really a lot. And then I did one idea. He was like, no, no, you didn't do it by yourself. It is my idea because I said at the last. Something he said. And when if he is saying yes, yes, he was like, ha, jadoo ho gaya na, ab, like that. He was very much, you know, uh, I don't know how to say that, but other girls got demotivated. I was aware of this GTO before itself. He didn't come to me, but when I was in the other group, the previous group girls used to say, the previous that they used to say he was scolding us and stuff. So it's like he is doing it on purpose. I knew it, so I was very calm. I didn't bother about how much ever he scolds. Let him scold. I'm doing my thing, whatever I'm getting into my mind in the PGT. I'm doing my thing. I was concentrated on that. And then we went for snake race. So our GTO told that in war there is no runner up. So I want you all to be winner. If you're not winner, don't come for HGT. He told like that, and we went for the snake race. And four groups were there. Two groups of freshers, 10, 10, and 7, 7, 14 people. So snake race was that spider web commando net was not there as it was broken. So other four things were there, and they asked us to do the figure of eight. Usually people will normally climb and come down that whole thing, but they asked us to do figure of eight. And in our group, we all were decently fit, so we were the ones to finish it very fast. But to bring the other group also along with us, they have 10, 10 people and all. So they were giving us penalties, the RG2 as well as the other G2s, like 10 and that, and they asked us to do again, repeat the obstacle and all. As we had a plan that two tall people will go in first to pull up people, and one tall person who is lightweight will come at the last, who can also climb as well as easy to lift. So I went at last, and two other girls were there. So whenever the obstacle is asked to be repeated, as I was at the last, so I was repeating it fast. I'm not scared of that slide and also they asked us to repeat those. So we did that, and our snake race was over. It was good, like a jovial kind of thing. It's fun. Snake race is fun basically. So after that, when we came to HGT, as we are seven, so he divided us into three, three, first three and second three. And the in between chess number four was given with an option of going with one first group or second group. She chose to go with the first group. So I was in the group only where three people were there. So they took really long time. I got scared, like what is happening there? Why are they taking so much time? And then we were called, and he asked us to just do the obstacle. We took the middle path, and I let the other two girls take lead. They were trying to bridge the obstacle as well as the starting line. The plank was small. So I asked them to put the plank down and step it on it. The physical pressure can be given outside the start line. So give that, and we'll reach that place. So the G was like good, and we didn't say each other, click, put this, put that. There were holes, bullies. We went on putting, and within 30 seconds or something, our obstacle was over. 30 seconds to 1 minute max. And he was like, okay, go keep the material. And I was like, sir, that's all. And he was like, yeah, that's all. We all were puzzled, like why did the previous groups take so much time for the same obstacle, and why? And he was like, you people are so observant, that's why you did it very soon. We didn't understand anything. Okay, fine, our HGT got over. And after that we had our lecturate. In lecturate, everyone were going. I was sixth person, I got topics of Middle East crisis and some religion based topic and digital currency, and one more lifestyle based topic was there. So I took digital currency and I went and I spoke. It didn't struck. I spoke for complete 3 minutes. I gave good contents. I structured my topic and all those. But I did a blunder there. I spoke about Google Pay, all those other things which are digital transactions, and Bitcoin cryptocurrency didn't struck me. And after I came and I sat down, I realized, oh my God, that is digital currency, cryptocurrency, and Bitcoin. I didn't mention even a single word of that in my lecture. Okay, somehow I got done with my lecture. After that, our second day got over. A few of the people who were left with the interview went for the second day. On third day, I think no one had interview. I mean, third in the sense GTO day two, no one had interview. So GTO day one itself, everyone's interview got over. And the second GTO day was individual obstacles, command task, and FGT. Individual obstacles, he was like, you people are repeaters, so you people don't need any demo. He just explained us. Whenever he was explaining an obstacle, he was like, be very careful. Your health and your safety is more important. For every obstacle, he told how and all you can get injured. You will twist your ankle, you will twist that, this, because he was cautioning us. So that's why if you get recommended also, you don't lack in your medicals or like, after joining and all those things, because that is very important. In the urge of doing more number of obstacles without being careful, if you get yourself hurt, it will be a problem. So he told that, and it started. So I started with commando work, then I did drum. Around 8 obstacles. I always do tiger sleep, so I did tiger sleep this time also. So yeah, I was in Burma Bridge, my whistle blew. They usually let you complete the obstacle, but he was like, now you just come back down. I was in the first 25 percentage of the Burma Bridge. So okay, in the rope, like 2 steps I took, so I came down. After our individual obstacle, we had command task. In command task, he called chess number wise only. So 1, 2, 3, 4 went off. Two people called me as subordinate, and he was talking to everyone before the command task and giving them scope, like suggestions for improvement. For rising, like for one girl for rising her voice, he said read newspapers aloud and all those things was happening. For me, he asked a lot of personal questions like, what is your father doing? What are you doing? My family history. He asked a lot about my family history, and like, what are you doing? I said I'm working, and he was like, what are you working as? I said design engineer with Ashok Leyland. He was like, you're making trucks for us, no? And I was like, SS Stallion and Super Stallion and all those stuff. He asked about my salary and why are you coming here being good in your job and like with salary. Also, I gave my justification why, and he asked about my SSB history. And one thing, like I told, I got recommended once, and he was like, what happened after that? So he asked me about my SSB marks. I don't know because it was not published. So all those things I said. And one statement he gave at that point was, I'm so surprised how you were not recommended for multiple times, but only for one. I didn't know how to react to that. I just said, sir, I don't know. And he asked me to continue with my obstacle. I started with my obstacle for around 5 to 10 seconds. I took for figuring out. Usually the tendency is like I'll go with the middle, but this time I don't know what got into me. I went with the side one and I said it's very easy. We'll do it. I called 2 chess numbers for which I had justification also, but he didn't ask for justification. So we started with it. 5 to 10 seconds. I took my to gather up myself, and then I completed my command task. And he said, chess number 6, you're very observant. Teach your team also to be this much observant like that. He said he was giving negative points also if you're doing something negative, and he was giving positive points also if you're doing something positive. So after our thing, as soon as it got over, we were called for FGT. FGT, everyone contributed points, and it was normal. After FGT, again for 10 to 15 minutes, he sat with us and he was talking to us. The very big responsibility of us is taking care of our parents. At the last, like he was giving a lot of life lessons. So he was like, I'm expecting good results from this group. Let's see tomorrow. All the very best. So our GTO day was over. And in Bhopal, the playing area was open this time. So every day we used to go play volleyball. Like I'm a volleyball player. So we used to go play volleyball, table tennis. And we used to, you have this common area where you have newspapers and books also. And e-cafeteria is there. I didn't use e-cafeteria this time personally. I don't know why I didn't use. But yeah, we used to hang around all those places, and our day was like normal. And conference day came. The conference also, the closing address was given by the IO. And then when the conference started, chess number wise, so I just waited for 30 seconds. After I got inside, he asked me, "How are you doing today?" The IO asked me, and I said, "Okay," because one person is talking to you, you will not be able to look at what the other people are thinking. Your concentration will be on that one person who's asking question to you. And he asked me, how do you like how was your time during the SSB days in Bhopal? So I said it was great. He was like, why it is great? I told we were playing in room also, we were playing dumpster and all those things. My roommates were of different states, so I got to know many new things about their places and stuff, etc. And he was like, okay, and how do you rate your performance? I said I gave my best, but I would rate my performance as 8 to 9. He was like, why 8 to 9? Because in GD topic, when it was happening, I made a point of like, Naval Admiral giving a statement in India. I told him as US Naval Admiral, but he's a German Naval Admiral. So one girl corrected me in the GD, so I agreed with her because Germany took that like whatever he said, we are not in line with that like that. So I gave a like one kind of miss happened there, and in interview also COP 26 was there. I told conference of parties, and he asked where did it happen this year. I told Paris, but Paris was last year. Glasgow, Scotland was this year. So as these two things were there, I had that in mind, and he asked me why less. So I told, sir, I have a overall idea about what is happening in and around, but I'm not very, good with the details. So I want to get into details of the stuff. So that's why I have a proper, solid, concrete knowledge on that particular thing. He was like, okay. Then he asked me, what is your happiest moment in these 4 days? So nothing struck my mind as such. So I just told, sir, we were having snacks all sitting together and playing Damsharaj. Because of COVID, we are not able to meet our friends outside. So here I got new friends and hanging out with them was good. So that is my beautiful moment and all those things I said. And he was like, okay, thank you. And after that, one by one, all the conference got over. And then when the results were about to announce, the psychologist came. He was kind of more filmy. He was like, take a deep breath. Now sit back, relax. How many people are here? And then, okay, now close your eyes. Now open. Like that and all he was doing. And then he was like, okay, the first chess number, he called 7, in my group, 7 chess number. And then 11. And then he called 4. Already 2 people from my group have gone. And I'm like, what is happening? We are only 7 people, 2 already went. Like 4, it was completely unexpected. I don't know how come 4. Like no, it is from nowhere related to chess number 4. So okay, something happened, and I was like, maybe I'm wrong. I was thinking like that. And then he was like, how many are there? How many are left? Okay, you 3 go outside. And then he called chess number 1. Now 3 people from my group are gone. And I thought, okay, now already 3 people are there out of 7. How will they select 4, 5 and all? I was thinking. And fine, okay, anyways, good number of people are getting that kind of thing was there. And then he again called 15 and 29. 2 are freshers from the other group. Already 6 people gone. And now my morale is coming down, but still somewhere I'm having that, I did it well. Like, how come this is happening? Pakka, my number should come because whole group and that they all were like, expecting my number. And then he was like, okay, how many are left? Now take a deep breath again. He said, the next chess number who is going to be is, he told my number. And then, okay, I came outside. So that thing happened. And after that, we had medicals. So in my previous recommendation, I got DNS. I got it operated by then itself and I got fit. So this time, as that is not there, I got completely fit. So this was my 5 days of SSB.
Thank you. You pointed out regarding women-related SRTs. Please tell us more about this because lady candidates will be seeing this. How to tackle women-related SRTs, please.
Yeah. Mostly it was like, if you're in your office, you are given promotion, and your subordinates are not okay with you because they find you as a weaker part of their team. How will you react? So this kind of thing was there. And like, I think this promotion and making you as a captain of a team, so these were like, very common in your workspace. How will you handle that kind of situation? So what I wrote was like, I'm given with a promotion. So I take up it and I work to the fullest of mine, and I prove that I was deserving of that position. So automatically, by looking at my work and what I'm capable of, my teammates will also be in line with me. Like, we are working for the better of the organization, right? So something similar to this, I wrote in, like, short sentence. So that was my reaction. And after that, this mother-in-law thing was there. So she's shouting at you because of coming home late from work. So I wrote as my reaction was, I sat with her and I explained her what and all were the situations, and whatever, if I'm coming late also, like, I'll do whatever I'm supposed to do at home. Like, I'll not let her down on whatever expectations she has on me because of my work. I'll manage both. That, like, that kind of reaction I gave. And the sister-in-law and in-laws were there, so I said I went to my sister. I consoled her and stuff, and got to know the problems of both the sides, and asked them to, sit and discuss and come to a common ground. It's not like, one person is so something similar to that I wrote. And yeah, these kind of questions were there. Like, if you come into the forces after getting married, you are asked to, leave your force. That thing was there. So I said it is her dream and passion. She worked hard for that to get it. And just because of marriage, she's not going to let her career down. So it's personal as well as professional life makes. So that kind of thing I said. She was very strong and she stood up for her and she didn't leave the force. So that kind of thing I wrote. Yeah, many places I wrote, like, she stood up for herself, because her dad was not in agreement with her for taking up a job outside the city. So she was like, job makes me financially. She stood up for her and made sure that job will make her financially independent. That will also help their family. So that kind of thing, and she convinced her dad to go get his permission. That kind of, yeah. These were the types of questions. It's basically, in general, what it all happens in our society, like, towards women, whether it is from the in-laws or whether it is from their own family or whether it is from the societal perspective or from the workplace where it is male dominated, and all those things. These kind of questions were there. How will you tackle in that kind of situation? Yeah, those types were there.
Thank you. For those who are there with us as well as on social media, this would be a good learning lesson. Please tell us, this is not just for lady candidates, even male candidates, gents candidates, how to tackle fish market in the GDs. Because you said that there are points, Ukraine, Russia is now in vogue. So at few months earlier, Afghanistan was in vogue. So there will be many points in everybody's heads how to tackle the fish market thing.
The fish market happens when people think that these current affairs, everyone will have similar points. So people will get insecure that someone is going to snatch a point and I know only this point. I want to make sure that that point is conveyed. That's when the fish market comes. So whatever the point is there, you also have the opportunity of making an opinion of yourself. If you get into the fish market, one is, whatever you say goes waste. No one is going to hear you. If you made the point also, it's not going to make sense to others. So the first point is, you should not get into the fish market. When everybody starts speaking one by one, like, the situation will come down if it is a normal GD, not PPDT, because the normal GD is what we're talking about. So one person will complete her point. You again try to, like, when she is about to complete her point, you try to make your point. If two or three people again speaking, you just wait a minute, or else if their voice is low, you raise your voice, and, like, rise in the sense, not shouting at them, making sure that you're audible to everyone, so that's why people listen to you. If more people are listening to you, obviously the other person will stop her point, like, her or him, whatever it is. So yeah, that's when, like, you should not be insecure of your point getting stolen. You should have abundant knowledge that, you make a point of yourself as well. So wait for the point in the GD where the voice of others slows down, and wherever you get an opportunity, if you have a point related to the point which they are saying, just get into it, or else if you have a point opposite to it, also get into it. Like, yeah, when everyone is shouting, don't shout. When things goes down, you get in and make yourself visible.
Please tell us how NFA sessions with Colonel Nehru help you in building logic when it came to GPs, the monkey thing or the trivial issues that you can prioritize and you put it in a lower order, or how to go about it and not go behind the miscreants and overpower them or something like that.
Yeah, the GPA session with Nehru sir actually helped me a lot, because before that session, we had one GPA session in our NFA 29 group. So there was this monkey thing. Yeah, exactly, monkey, or I don't know what it was. Aryan was telling, it is, what will you know about monkey? He is, and that kind of stuff. So I was like, on a humanitarian basis, we can help. No, so that's what I did at that point in the practice session. So I had that question in the next GP when we did it with, I think it was Vishnu. We did it with, I'm not so sure of the name. So when that discussion was happening, so I asked this question. Nehru sir straight away laughed and told that it will jump around the village. What will you do? Will you go jumping around the village? So I thought, okay, in every GPA, there is one issue which is very negligible, which is not at all of the importance. So we should not waste our resources and energy on that particular thing. That thing, one thing helped me. And also when it comes to, police station, in a normal small village, assuming that there will be a police station is of a probability or a possibility. So when you have a concrete solution of a town or a city nearby, within time you go and you can get it done. Don't waste your solution in a probability or a possibility. Always stick to a point which is more concrete. And also, if your time is getting reduced by taking help of others, or your, like, wherever you have a proper logic, your problem gets solved soon with more efficiency. Go for that solution compared to going in and around the place. So these were a few points which I took from Nehru sir session, the GP which we had from there. And also always prioritize the person who is having a life threat, like who is heavily bleeding or injured, and all those things, like that should be given with more preference, and the problems which comes with the time. Yeah.
People generally ask, not just our students, those who inquire about this technique of Colonel Nehru, plus those who are there in social media doubts clearing session, how to prepare for GTO task. Because I found you to be observant, as GTO to found to be observant, and you easily can manage. There is a hole, so put a bully. Now there will be people who are apprehensive about the Fatabali plank. So please advise how to prepare those who wish to prepare, or how to tackle these
Yeah,
full group tasks and all.
yeah, personally, for GTO and all, like I never watched much of YouTube videos, but usually that is helpful for few people. So I would suggest find a way which is helpful for yourself, like by doing the practice sessions, like normal GTO sessions Sumit conducts in NFA 29, where a few other people join and we have an image and we discuss. Like 2 times I joined that session. That was helpful, like for this rear support, central support, how to not tie a rope in a fulcrum, and always when you like few techniques you can discuss, and you can have the basics before going there if you are more scared of GTO. And the like bully and plank and all is like normal equipment which is given to you. One thing which you have to remember is, like, bully is going to be put in a place where hole and all those things are there, or when you have to put it under the plank to give support. In bully, walking is quite difficult. If you have the opportunity of putting a plank there and walking over it, that's a more stable solution. So you can follow that. And while tying a rope, always make sure you have enough ends left to tie the rope, not trying with that uh, doing more amount of rotation and trying to tie at the end. That is not going to help you. Have enough amount of rope to make the knot compared to putting this. And yeah, tying a rope in the fulcrum will, as I said, will not help you. So bully and plank are like very easy, which you can easily understand. You see the structure. If you have a you know a bench kind of structure and you have to cross the other path, you know that you have to use plank to bridge that gap which is there over that bench kind of stuff, and you have to go on. So by seeing the structures which is available in your GTO ground itself, if a hook is given, for what it is given, if any structure is given in your ground, it is given with some purpose, because one obstacle can have a number of solutions. Maybe in your solution that hoop is not used, but that hoop is for some purpose. So you can observe small structures which is there on the ground. And if it is a very small hole, you can put the bully with. If you're given, if it is a bigger one, you can act accordingly. And when a blue surface is there, the group rule, like in the color code. So make sure you give a rise to the platform, so that way it does not touch that blue and goes off. So yeah, a few basic things. If you want, you can go clearly prepared, but I would suggest, instead of going with, like, yeah, I would suggest, instead of going with all these topics in your head, just go there. What are the basics. So you can, if you see the structure itself, automatically the ideas will start coming to you. Just be with the group, listen to what others are saying. At times, what happens is the other person will be giving an idea which is a little bit not so workable, but because of that idea, you get a more workable idea inside. Like by listening to others also, you get to see the other perspective and you will get one more solution of it. So yeah, being there in that zone is important.
Okay, I think we have had enough questions and Padma has answered them well. Thanks a lot for raising your questions, and thanks a lot, Padma, for sparing your time and explaining the entire process and your experience in detail. Once again, wish you good luck. Remain in touch with the group, not only now and later also. Keep
Yes, sir.
inspiring them and keep doing well, and let us remain in touch. Good luck to you. God bless. Take care.
Definitely, sir. Thank you so much.